Hello, my name is Aaron. I am a certified life coach, mindfulness and meditation practitioner, and mindset guru. In this video, I'm going to be giving you many wintertime blues tips to help you with seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder. This is actually going to be the first video in a series of videos that I am doing on the wintertime blues or seasonal depression. This came about by request from my Instagram audience. So I am honoring that, and all this week I am giving you different tools. This first one is going to be a tips video, but you're also going to have a guided meditation, a cozy room subliminal affirmations video. There's going to be an EFT routine and a journaling exercise video as well. Before we get started, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get notifications on all future videos. And you definitely want to make sure that you stick around to the end, because I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, and along the way I'm going to be dropping some resources for you from the Higher Alignment, my Higher Alignment Teachable School. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So the first tip that I have for you is going to be regarding diet, and we're going to bring diet back up a little bit later on. There have been 2 Australian studies that have documented how the Mediterranean diet, or a version of it actually called the Medimod diet, how it affects those who have depression. And the people on this diet, they're asking them to eat more whole foods. So this is going to be whole grains, fruits, vegetables, fish, beans, and extra virgin olive oil. And the participants were asked to refrain from eating foods such as highly processed foods like white flours and white sugars, fried foods, deli meats, crackers, cookies, and chips. So you may be wondering, how does this help at all? Inflammation has been shown to contribute to depression. And this diet is going to help because it is going to reduce inflammation in the body and in the brain. The Mediterranean diet is also rich in B vitamins and folate, which helps with brain functionality, neuroplasticity, and thus helps with depression. The second thing that you can do, the second tip that I have for you, is going to be regarding light therapy. Now, I'm pretty sure many people are familiar with seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder, and the information that low levels of light is contributing to the fluctuation of hormones and people's moods. I don't actually have a light therapy light, but you can find one on Amazon. I'm going to try to find a picture and link it for you here. The thing that you want to take away here is, if you get one, you want to find one that has at least 10,000 lumens, and you want to use it for about 15 to 20 minutes a day minimum. Okay, so the third tip that I have for you is going to be movement. Now, don't feel like you have to go to the gym and work out 2 hours every day, but a little bit of movement in your routine is going to help break up some of that wintertime monotony, especially if you're stuck inside. So even taking like a walk around the block is going to help, but if you really don't want to go out in the cold, you're already on YouTube. You can easily search for a guided yoga video, or maybe calisthenics, or anything, any type of movement that interests you. But getting a little bit of movement in is going to definitely help to relieve those feelings of stress and anxiety that can come from the winter time and being cooped up in the house all day. Okay, so the fourth tip that I have for you is engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies. This is something that I advise people to do when they are getting started in their self-care or on their personal development journey for many reasons. But for our topic today regarding the wintertime blues, when you are engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies, that's literally the exact opposite of the behavior that people are typically engaging in when they're suffering from the wintertime blues. If you always have a list of things that are interesting to you, or indoor activities, things that are easily accessible, then you'll have something satisfying and productive and stimulating for you to do. Now, this is going to bring in my first resource for you. In the Learning Myself Masterclass series, It is a 5-part course that takes you progressively through different stages of self-discovery and learning more about yourself. And an entire workshop is dedicated to discovering and identifying your hidden interests, passions, and hobbies. It also contains a workbook. It's a companion workbook, a fillable PDF. It contains tons of activities and exercises, and the material goes hand in hand with that actual series. So for 1 year, I'm going to set a coupon code. I'm going to put that probably in the description box, and I'm probably going to write it somewhere here on the screen for you as well. But for 1 year, I'm going to give everyone who watches this video 50% off that course, and you can access that. I'm pretty sure I'll include like a link in the description box, and then you can just go ahead and use that coupon code. But make sure that you're engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies. Make sure that you have that list before you know that you're going to need it. Okay? My 5th tip for you is going to be creating a structured daily self-care routine. And if you're not new here on Higher Alignment, then you know this is something that I also talk about all the time. You really want to be proactive in your self-care and your personal development. You don't want to be reactive, especially when it comes to something like the wintertime blues or trying to get out of one of those depressive ruts. Many times when you're in that place, you'll tell yourself something like, oh, I'll start to do X, Y, or Z when I feel better. But the thing is, you may not feel better anytime soon, and the X, Y, or Z may contribute to you feeling better. If you have a structured daily self-care routine, then you always have something that you're doing that's going to restore you, that's going to nourish you, that's going to satisfy you, that's going to give you what you need on a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, energetic level. And everyone's self-care routine is going to be different. And in fact, yours should be different as well. Your self-care routine should have activities that directly address your stressors and that fit your lifestyle. One of the biggest things that I see why people don't have a self-care routine or don't stick to their self-care routine is because they're trying to do what someone else does, and maybe what someone else does is not what you need to do, is not working for you. Or perhaps they feel like their self-care routine, maybe you feel like your self-care routine feels like a chore. So maybe you don't have the proper activities or exercises that are, 1, addressing your stressors, and 2, fitting your lifestyle. This is also something that I help you build up and go through in that Learning Myself workshop series. And once again, you can use the code that I'll probably have on the screen or in the description box in order to get 50% off that course. Okay, my 6th tip that I have for you is using your pet as an emotional support animal. And even if your pet is not registered as an ESA, they're probably doing this for you anyway. For example, I have a dog. His name is Monster. I'm pretty sure one day I'll make a YouTube video here with him. But one thing in my personal life, when I am experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety, I'm one of those people who pace. I actually used to get in trouble for pacing in the house. So what I do now is I actually go on extensive walks. I take multiple walks a day for a long period of time. And me having a dog that likes to go outside, that needs to go outside, is going to push me to take those walks, to take those breaks during my work day or whenever I need them, to engage in an activity that I know is going to serve me well. Now, using a pet as an emotional service animal is going to help you both. Your pet is going to rely on you, and you're going to rely on your pet. And this is going to, it's going to be a relationship. So your relationship with your pet or your friend, your animal friend, is going to look different than mine, is going to look different than anyone else's. But you'll find that animals, they are full of unconditional love. They are so loving. They are so forgiving. They can teach you a lot about patience. They can teach you a lot about having fun. And there are many, many studies that even show just sitting and resting and petting your animal friend helps to lower your blood pressure and lower the cortisol in your bloodstream, and to help you feel relieved and release those feelings of stress and anxiety and the feelings that come along with depression. So consider, petting and playing with your animal friend. Okay, we're making it through tip number 7. Tip number 7, and I need to refer to my notes, is going to be to use plants. I told you we're going to bring a diet back up, but I'm a big believer of plants and plant medicine. So you definitely want to look into herbs in the classes of adaptogens and also nervines. These are going to help support and nourish your nervous system. So let me give you some examples. Ashwagandha. I love ashwagandha. This is an adaptogenic herb that you can take in the daytime or the nighttime. You want to take it with a healthy source of fat. And I know people who take this every day. I would advise doing a cycle on and a 1-to-1 cycle on and off routine, if that makes sense. So maybe 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 week on, 1 week off, 3 days on, 3 days off. Do that. Ashwagandha helps with the adrenal glands. It does not make them like produce more or produce less. It's more like oil on the wheels, and they're just able to do their job more efficiently to control the hormones that are released in your bloodstream. And ashwagandha is like the number 1 herb or one of the top herbs in the Ayurvedic system. So you definitely want to take a look at that. You can also use another herb that I love called Tulsi, or maybe people may know it as holy basil. This is also an adaptogenic herb. Herbs like mugwort. I talk about mugwort a lot here on Higher Alignment. That herb is probably in my top 3. I keep a big bag of mugwort all the time, and I even grow it in my garden. It helps to release stress, physical stress in the body. I mean, if you love chamomile or lavender, this one's going to knock that out of the park. And if you're someone who's interested in lucid dreaming and dream work, mugwort is a great herb to increase the vividness of your dreams, which can help you with dream recall. Another herb that I would mention is lemon balm. Now, lemon balm is a nervine. It's not an adaptogen. So the adaptogens work over time. They're a bit more cumulative. Now, the nervines, they're going to help you more immediately. Lemon balm is a very gentle, calming nervine. You'll love it. You can have just a cup of lemon balm tea. And if you're someone who likes to garden, you can easily grow this one in your garden. And the last herb that I have for you is mimosa flower. Mimosa flower is another great herb. It's another great herb that helps actually with kind of feeling uplifted and happy and blissful and joyful. So if you want to bring a little bit of bliss and joy and satisfaction in your life, consider checking out mimosa. Okay, and the last tip that I have for yourself is to give yourself 1 rest day a week. A rest day means you're not working, you're taking care of you, whatever that looks like for you. So that could also be going along with the tip on creating a structured daily self-care practice. Now, on this day where you're giving yourself a rest day, this is going to be a little bit of freedom for you. You don't feel like, okay, I think many times when people suffer with seasonal depression or the wintertime blues, they may feel like, okay, well, I need to be doing something right now. I need to be actively doing something in order to bring me out of this. But sometimes your body is really calling you to rest, is really calling you to lay down, to take it easy, and to give yourself a break. And overworking and overwhelming yourself or beating up on yourself even because you are feeling some kind of way and you can't immediately resolve that is not going to assist you. But giving yourself a day to rest and relax and just put all of that behind you and really kind of just even accept where you are. Sometimes if you're feeling, sad or down, sometimes it's good to just rest and relax and not feel like, oh, I have to fight every single moment and now I'm fighting myself and I'm beating myself up. So giving yourself a rest day is definitely going to help you out. Okay. So I hope that these tips have helped you. And once again, oh, I forgot to give another one of my resources for the one using adaptogens and nervings. I actually have an entire course on herbs, and it's just an intro to herbs, and I'll be updating that as well. I have an upcoming workshop on herbs and elixirs and oils, so I'm going to include the replay from that workshop in the herbs masterclass series. But I'm also going to be giving you a coupon code, once again valid for a year, for anyone who sees this. If you're interested in learning more about herbs and teas and adaptogens and all of that, then you definitely want to check out my herbs workshop series, and I'm going to include that link in the description box along with a coupon code for you for 50% off of that course. But I did promise you a giveaway. So earlier today I went to Five Below. If you've never heard of this store, you need to go. They have clearly tons of stuff for $5 or less. And I really like that store because they have tons of things that you can use for self-care. Not just physical things like masks or a bubble bath and things like that. They have tons and tons of journals. They have tons of arts and crafts types of things, different projects. They have like resin pouring and making things from plaster and painting and all types of stuff. Anyway, I went there earlier with a friend and I could not resist. I spent way too much money, but I picked up a few different journals, and I actually have a video here on my YouTube channel about different ways to use journals. And one of them that I talk about is these different types of themed journals. Now, many people love journaling or they want to get involved in journaling, but they don't exactly know what that looks like for them and what that involves. So if you're someone who is in that area, then I would suggest these types of themed journals. So I have 3 of them, and I'm going to be giving all 3 of them away. The first one is called Progress Over Perfection, a guide to mindful productivity. So this one's going to be, and I'm going to give them all away in one swoop, okay? So I'm going to tell you what is in the giveaway, then I'm going to tell you how to do it. Feed Your Mind, plant-based recipes for positive mental health. I thought this one was really, really cool as well. So had to grab that one. And this one, Create Your Own Calm, a journal for quieting anxiety. So these 3 items are definitely going to be in the giveaway, but I am thinking of including a few more items, especially some things from the HIYERAlignment.com physical store. But let me tell you how to enter this giveaway. What you're going to do is, number 1, you're going to subscribe here to the Higher Alignment YouTube channel, and you're going to follow me on Instagram at Higher Alignment. Same name, Higher spelled H-I-Y-E-R. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you're going to leave a meaningful comment below this video on your favorite tip or something that you learned or even something that you want to try. And then number 3, the winner will be announced Monday, December 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. on Instagram Live. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, which is a part of number 1, I host free personal development and self-care and metaphysics workshops multiple times a week, normally Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So the one for Monday, December 19th is going to be where I am going to be announcing the winner of the giveaway. So you have those tips, you have the resources that I gave you for 50% off both of those courses, the Learning Myself workshop series, the Herbs workshop series, and then we're going to do this giveaway. So I hope that these tips have definitely helped you out. Once again, make sure to check out the other videos in the Wintertime Blues series that I am creating. Go ahead and enter the giveaway. And if you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you here for the next one.